Thank you for joining the We Don't Play podcast show today, Love and Des. How are y'all?
Doing fantastic.
Fabulous.
We're doing even better because we're in Ghana.
I'm jealous.
You should be.
I'm so happy that y'all are here. I'm really excited that you're here to help people make sense of what they're trying to understand. Because when things sound foreign, people don't even want to touch it because they don't know too much to even say anything. So they just shy away or just not even try. So I'm really happy you're here to even give two perspectives, which will help somebody even kind of think beyond just the one-on-one, you know?
Right.
Yeah, this is good. Please, let's know, how did it all start? How did ACRELS all start? What's the acronym meaning? Who came up with it? Logo? Let's dive in. Let's talk about it.
Sure. So this is Love. I had the opportunity to travel to Ghana December of 2022. And it was for a groundbreaking for a development project. Des and I were working on another project, and we met a developer who had invited us to come to Ghana, and I was able to come December 2022. I was here for 4 days. Could you imagine being in Africa for 4 days? I did not sleep at all. So I did have an opportunity to experience the culture. We did a lot of cultural things in addition to touring the project and doing that official groundbreaking ceremony. And one of the cultural experiences was visiting Elmina Castle, where the slave trades happened. And while I was there, it was as if an extra sense, Des educated me and said, I think an extra sense kicked in. Because you can smell, taste, feel, touch.
He had a spiritual awakening.
Yeah, and so there was just something else going on when I was there. And I could literally hear the ancestors saying, what am I going to do to right the wrong that was done? I heard it for 8 months coming back to the United States. I could hear them like whispering, talking, not being tormented. It wasn't like scary. It was just always forefront in my mind. And I came back, we started marketing that project, got a ton of interest, but no one purchased anything because everyone was afraid. They were afraid because of the perception that we've been taught as African Americans, African Caribbeans, African Latinos, the perception that we have been taught of the motherland, Africa. And every Tarzan huts, feed the children.
Yeah.
And I understand that, you know, there is poverty here. All right.
But there's poverty everywhere.
There's poverty everywhere. And so going through that process and no one purchased anything, I was just like, this is not making any sense. Like it had a lot of momentum. And so during that time, Des also went through a breast cancer journey. And at the end of that journey, when she was healed...
Breast cancer diagnosis journey. I don't like to claim.
Okay, let me add diagnosis. That's true, because I remember when she told me her diagnosis, I was like, that's what they're telling you. That's not what you have. So after that, she said, you know, she's had her firm license in real estate for a while. And when she was healed, she said, you know, I want to partner with another company so that I can leverage myself. I don't want to go into retirement as a realtor showing properties at 70, 80 years old. I want to put something in place that can leverage me and what we're doing. And so she was able to connect with Sean Gerald at Lifestyle International Realty. And when we met Sean, or when I met Sean, I told him about Africa right away and the project, and he thought it was fantastic. And he said, well, let's get it vetted. And so through that conversation, Sean had someone in his network who knew Hannah Atiase. And Des and I were able to connect with Hannah and met Hannah. And through her visits to the United States, we were able to have lunch with her. And at this lunch, Des and I were like, you know what, Hannah, you know what's missing in MLS, a multiple listing service. And she says, oh my goodness, you're right. I've always wanted to do this. This has been something that I've thought of as well. I just didn't know where to start or how to implement it. And we said, okay, well, let us take care of the technology. You focus on the branding, endorsements, the launch, and let's get things going. So we all got to work like little worker bees, little worker ants, and we launched ACRELS. ACRELS is the African Continent Real Estate Listing Service. We launched ACRELS in January of 2025 in Ghana, and we're back in Ghana now, July of 2025, because things have started to really gain momentum for us. We understood as well that one of the main components that had to be addressed was education. And without education, I don't think we would be able to move at the pace that we're moving with the ACRELS. And so one of the things that we did was we partnered with GARB, and I'll let Des talk, so I'm not the one doing all the talking. She can pick up from here, okay?
Well, I need to go back a little bit to just partnering with Lifestyle International Realty. When I met Sean, I happened to, and we happen to have the same last name. My name is Des Gerald. And we were Facebook friends for a few years, and we'd fool around and say, hey, cousin, what's up, cousin, every now and then. But he posted this video. And when I tell you, it was like a divine thing. It was almost like
that your awakening.
It was like he was lit up. Like I saw his aura, and I was like, call Sean and see what's going on over there. And so I did that, and I always get downloads from time to time. And ever since I met him, I was just getting download after download. It got to the Love said I had the Holy Ghost. It got to the point where I was so excited and inspired by the visions I was seeing that I couldn't even go to sleep. I used to tell her to come jog with me so I could jog off all the energy. But when I say that this is really like, it's a divine thing, it really is. Every step that we take is a divine order, because the people that the Creator is sending our way, the way that things are growing and building, it's just like He's connecting us with everybody that needs to make this happen, including you, Favor.
And look at your name, Favor.
It's like, okay, he's part of the family too. I see. And that's one of the things, I was just like, God, how are we going to do all this stuff? Because I literally saw that we was going to be traveling. We're going to be opening up all these offices. Now, I didn't know it was going to be Africa, but it happened to be Africa now. And so it's just really, really a beautiful thing to like see everything unfold. It really is.
And so one of the things we were able to do through our partnership with Hannah is partner with GARB. GARB is the Ghana Association of Real Estate Brokers, and there's a division in GARB called GARB, the Ghana Institute of Real Estate Brokers. And so we partnered with them because there's a new government. There's a new president, so there's a new team in town, and that team wants to sanitize real estate in Ghana and make sure that globally all diaspora have a good understanding and are educated about home ownership here, and if diaspora, descendants of the slave trades, Black ancestry, African Caribbeans, African Americans, Latinos, if you want to get certified to sell real estate in Ghana from anywhere in the world, because we're everywhere. There's over 350 million of us spread out throughout the world. And so from wherever you are, you can take this online class that has been approved by REACT, and with collaboration with GARB and GARB, and it is on demand. It's on PayHip. And you have two options. If you don't want to get your real estate certification, but you want to learn about the home buying process, choose one. But if your intention is to someday come back home, or your intention is to bring people home, or your intention is to have another stream of income to educate people and do investments or purchase real estate in Ghana, then you definitely need to take a look at the course. And that partnership is going to be an ongoing partnership. There will be continuing education, and there's a lot happening behind the scenes that we really can't talk about right now, but they
Great stuff.
they are sanitizing the real estate profession in Ghana. So if you are outside of Ghana practicing real estate, selling properties here, doing business here, and you have not had the required education, things are changing, and I don't want you to be out there on an island by yourself. Not saying that you were not informed, because you are being informed right now that things are changing and things need to be done in order.
In decency.
And why wouldn't we want to do things in order as a diaspora? Why wouldn't we want to do things the correct way? Why wouldn't we want to represent the motherland respectfully, transparently, and properly? So for those of you that are doing that, I'm going to caution you. I'm going to beg you to stop practicing real estate in Ghana without this education, because times are changing and there will be some disciplinary.
Yeah, they're cracking down.
They're cracking down.
At
When
the
I say
government-
disciplinary,
At the government level.
they're not talking about a citation like we're accustomed to in the United States. If something happens in real estate, like when we went through the training, they're talking about jail. So make sure you are paying attention. If you are practicing these things, make sure that you look into researching the certification. We have articles that have been written. We will have an official statement from CEO Jeffrey, who is over the division of REAC as well.
And REAC is
the Real Estate Agency Council for the government of Ghana. So we will have an official statement from him as well, Favor, that you can share. We're meeting with him on Monday.
Wow.
Serious business going on. Serious business. And the goal is for us to duplicate this process in every country on the continent that wants to sanitize the real estate profession.
This is huge. This is not a joke.
Now, do you see how the creator is involved?
It's all interlinked. It's like, okay, we need someone to tell this message, and this is like a message in a bottle. That's how I feel this episode is. Like, if you catch this bottle and you read the message, you need to tell to the next person, because a lot of people don't know the process, and that's how they don't even start the process, because not many people search online or ask ChatGPT these questions. Even the answers you get, you just get discouraged because you don't know where to begin. But starting with this, it's like ACRELS just said, okay, we got you, just start here and get certified, get realized, so that when you now start doing real estate, it's not hard for you to track back and also connect with people who are already in the network, as opposed to you doing it by yourself and trying to figure it out from afar.
Correct. And the people that take that class, there is testing. And once you pass the testing process, then you will join GARB, the Ghana Association of Real Estate Brokers, and REAC is creating a database so that your picture and your name will be on the government site as an approved realtor to do business with in...
Well, not realtor.
Real estate agent. Let me not say
realtor is
that's
the United
trademark.
States.
Sorry. Real estate agent. In Ghana, you will be on a list for the government. So anyone that goes on the REAC site at some point in time will see your picture, your name, and know that you've gone through that certification, that you are a professional. So they are also creating a directory for that. So if you're not on there, you should not be practicing.
This is interesting.
Period.
That's great, because it'll give the public,
Yeah.
because we're going to be pushing out that site so the public knows, go here. These are the agents that you work with. Period. So
This is good. You got me thinking about something, and it happened by accident, but I think it was divinely supposed to happen. What just happened 5 seconds
Look at
ago?
that. I'm telling you. Divine.
People that are listening, you said realtor, and then you were like real estate agent. The people who are not in the US, because people are listening all over the world, is there a difference between a realtor, a broker, real estate agent, yeah, people own homes and they go through the process, but people who are first-time home buyers or who want to actually start this and have never done real estate in the US and just want to skip the line and go straight to Ghana, how do they move and how do they make sure that they're not doing too much or too little? And the difference
in Ghana?
In Ghana, and also like defining the differences between realtor, real estate, broker, in those terms.
Okay, so realtor, pretty much for the United States, there's the National Association of Real Estate. It's an organization. So it's like a governing body that has standards that they set. And the trademark is realtors. Now, you can actually be an agent and not be a realtor, but the way that it's set up, it's like you're almost forced to be a realtor because you cannot be on the MLS, which is the multiple listing service that all the agents put their clients' property on, that trickles down over to realtor.com and all these Zillow, all these secondary
That's
sites.
where those properties come from.
That's where the property comes from the multiple listing service. It's called the MLS, and all realtors are members of that as well. And so now broker, so every state, I can't speak for every state. I can only speak for like North Carolina and let's see, Georgia and South Carolina. But every state has their own rules. But pretty much a broker is an agent. But a broker, some states may have provisional broker versus full broker.
And brokers in charge.
Yeah. So it's just like you can be so I'm a broker, but I'm also an agent. I'm a real estate agent.
And you're also a broker in charge.
But I'm also a broker in charge, which means I have tenure. It means that I'm over all the agents that's in
provisional and the provisional.
Provisional means you need supervision. Broker means you're just a full broker, but you're not over agents. You're like kind of operating individually. You have to hang your license with the firm, but you're kind of operating individually.
And that was a great question because in Ghana, now that they're making these changes, there are a lot of independent real estate agents, and they are being encouraged to join a broker. Someone that has a brick and mortar, someone that has had experience in real estate transactions and doing business. Mm-hmm. And so that is a change that is actually happening right now. So they are being highly encouraged to do that so that they can continue to practice real estate in Ghana.
Yes, and if you are in Ghana and you're looking for a place to have your real estate certification, hang your certification. I can't say license yet because it hasn't been fully created yet, but that's coming. But we have a firm here that we're partnered with, this ACRELS Realty and Consultancy, and it's 5 Park Street
in Ghana,
in East Legon.
Yeah. So there are options, and if you're relocating here and you take the real estate certification, you can also apply to ACRELS, and if you are selected to join the brokerage, you will go through the work permit process so that you can get a work permit once you pass the certification, once you join GARB. And if you are intending to move to the continent, to Ghana specifically, you can apply at ACRELS and obtain a work permit if you're selected to work with the broker.
And some people might say, well, what if I'm not planning on moving to Ghana, but I still want to sell real estate? You can still do that. You can sell it right from where you are. We have inter-office contracts that you could complete. And we're asking that if it's just a referral, there's a set commission that we're asking everybody to give to the agent that's referring the business. But if you're doing most of the work because now you have your Ghana real estate certification, then it's more of a, okay, let's work this 50-50. I just need you to show property for me, or I just need you to go and put the listing out at the house. But then the person outside of Ghana, they're doing most of the work. So they're still, making a decent amount of commission and not just referring it over.
And with the education being in place, and now we have certified agents, ACRELS now makes more sense to a lot of people because now you have the African Continent Real Estate Listing Service that has vetted agents on board from Ghana on the platform with live listings. So if you're looking for a property, there's live listings on the platform already. And so once you get your real estate certification or you go through the home buyer education process, if you find a listing that you like, or if you have a buyer that has a listing on a platform that wants to purchase it, you have a vetted agent on the other side of the world to assist you that is ready, willing, and able, because guess what? They want the leads. So everybody makes money. This is an additional form of revenue, not just for people around the world, but also for Ghana.
Yeah, so it's helping to build the economy here.
This is the future of real estate, household, property management, and just asset acquisition, because I feel like most people will start thinking, oh, I want to invest, you people hear it on TikTok, on Instagram, oh, you want to invest in real estate, you want to invest in Africa, and then it ends there, because it's like, okay, where do we go from here?
What do you do?
What do you do? Right. So this is definitely a great starting point. And for anyone who's going to take this course or go through this certification process, how much time do they need to invest in completing it, so that they're also, because they got a lot of things going on already. So
we being dramatic, but it's not that bad. It's not.
So I can tell you, we did the live virtual course, and it was 3 weeks, and it was a minimum of 1 to 2, maybe 2.5 hours per day, Monday through Friday, for 3 weeks. So there is a lot of content to get through. If you are an existing realtor in the United States or anywhere else, well, I can speak for the United States, I would say 70 to 80% of the material is very familiar. But when it comes to land, when it comes to immigration, you really need to pay attention to those sections, because there are major differences with those sections. But outside of that, I don't think I'm overreacting, because this is it's serious. It's like getting your real estate certification, license in the United States. It's very similar. It's similar, process.
But it's longer and more intense in the United States. You said this was longer and intense? No, the United States.
Oh, it's more. I want to clarify.
That's why I was like, she's being a little dramatic, because if you know
the United States
about getting your license,
I would say getting my license in the United States was way more stressful than it was in Ghana, because of the care they took to make sure we understood everything, gave us this certification class on demand is the actual virtual class that we were on. So you'll see us in there asking questions and listening to the facilitator. So this is like the raw, full version of what we experienced. We're sharing it with everyone. GARB, and REACT has allowed us to share it with everyone around the world.
I think,
and let me preface it by saying all Black ancestry around the world.
Boom. Whoa.
We finally have something for us. I mean, everybody else has their own thing. We finally have something for us. So
this is like the Black Wall Street. I'm thinking
it's
about
for the diaspora. It's for the global diaspora, because we didn't choose to leave. We were taken, and they want us to come back home. And what better way to come home than through home ownership?
And then people always want to live outside or travel, and they're like, yeah, I have investment in Hawaii, I have investment in Maldives, why can't I have investment in Ghana? And it's a beautiful place. I know someone specifically, she said she built a beautiful business with hair and treating hair oil and everything, and one day she was like, Favor, you know what, I want to move to Ghana. I just want to leave the US and go to Ghana.
Wow.
I said, what? You want to move to Ghana? She's like, yeah, eventually. And she was serious. So I think she's still on the go, but who knows? She might have invested. I'll tell her, you know what, listen to this podcast and see if you still want to do it. And if you have, maybe you could even do it better, because some people have thought about it. I've heard it myself in passing. And I know that people just want to take the next step, but they're afraid to jump because they don't know how high. They don't know how far, but now they know how well they need to do it and start off with you, so that course and that training allows them to understand the procedures, the policies, and then the ethics to get them started, and also educated to teach other people if they're also interested in their communities too.
And I think it's important too, because those of us that there are some of us that don't even know what the word diaspora means.
Yes.
I feel that this education, not only is it going to connect you back home and educate you on the processes, but you're going to learn a little bit more about who you are. And to all of our Caucasian brothers and sisters out there, we love you. We're not saying we don't love you, because we do. But we need to figure out a way to do things for ourselves as a community. And this is one way for us to connect back home. And we would love to sell you properties in Ghana.
Yes.
We would love for you to purchase properties
and experience the culture with us.
We would love for you to do that.
What is
so?
Aquaba?
Aquaba.
You are welcome.
You are welcome.
That's beautiful. That is amazing. You know, in my mind, I'm thinking for them, and I feel like I'm resonating with what they're about to ask, and I feel like this question will help them too. If they want to see what this is all about, if someone has never seen Ghana, has never witnessed or even knows what it is, or never seen the real estate, how can they start search? At least let them do their own digging and start from somewhere, and then they can find their pathway to seeing what it looks like visually, because people are visual too. So where can they go to have an idea of what the real estate even looks like landscape wise?
Sure. So they can go to ACRELS.com, ACRELS.com. We have live listings there that they can look at, and they can connect with agents here if they have any inquiries, or if they want to purchase something, just submit your request and someone will be in touch with you. And then also the Diaspora African Forum. If you want to learn more about the culture and the experiences and potentially have the opportunity to travel here, DAF has also endorsed this project. We have their full commitment, and DAF is actually in every country, has a presence in every country on the continent. And they are the ones that created the 6th region. And for those that don't know what the 6th region is, the 6th region was created to account for us, the global diaspora, the 350 million plus of us spread all around the world. And so they created the 6th region. So now we have a voice as well on the continent.
And they can also go to our YouTube channel, Sister Selling Real Estate. We'll be posting our videos and things that we're doing here, so that they could kind of see some of the landscape. And also Ewell's Realty. She has a lot of properties on her YouTube.
Sister and co-founder Hannah Atiase.
The Reverend Dr. Hannah.
Yeah, Sister Reverend Dr. Hannah Atiase.
Yeah, she's on YouTube as well, and she has tons of information on her YouTube. She is definitely a real estate educator, so you'll learn a lot, and you'll just get to see a lot of the properties that's over here in Ghana on her channel as well.
Amazing. Thank you so much for bringing this light to us. If there's one thing you can tell anyone listening and they want to take action and they feel like they're still like, okay, we heard you, but we're still tiptoeing, still got our toes in the water, how can they dive in, and what's the one thing you can tell them so they can just shake off that doubt if they have it?
I would say definitely reach out to us, get in touch with us. The most important thing to do is to get in touch with a trusted real estate agent, because they know the land, they know what areas are up and coming. They can definitely guide you on the process to home ownership or investment property. Trusted agents. We have trusted agents over here.
Yeah.
Not somebody just selling real estate.
Yeah, all of the agents on the platform have been vetted.
Background checks.
So there's no agents that are working from a mango tree or anything like that. These are vetted agents that have gone through real estate certification, are members of GARB, and this.
It's almost like, if you get your arm broken, you're going to go to the doctor and get treated and get casted up and everything else, right? you're going to purchase a house, you want to purchase a house with someone that has been educated, trained, and professional. Period.
And I would encourage them to also go to the ACRELS YouTube channel, because there's some videos out there. There's videos with Ambassador Bennett, who is the founder of DAF, with her sister Tony Luck, the co-founder. There's videos with FNB Bank that talks about mortgages. There are videos, a free video from Hannah talking a little bit about home buyers, the home buying process. So there's some educational information just on our YouTube channel that would provide a lot of information before you even try to reach out to us. If you watch the YouTube channel, it should help you feel pretty confident in clicking the link with this post that Mr. Favor is gonna put out there. Just click the link.
Yeah. And if you have not been to Ghana, trust and believe what we tell you. It's not what we have been raised to see. I tell everybody that Ghana, to me, it looks like New York and the Caribbean islands had a baby. That's exactly what Ghana looks.
It's all mixed up.
You got your high rises, you got your downtown areas, you got everybody's out on the street hustling. That's one thing that I was just like, we are really, we're hustlers out here. Like, we are straight up entrepreneurship. I mean, I literally saw the young girl could not have been no more than 5-6 years old. She had her infant sibling on her back. And she was at the lights. You know, when you get stopped at the lights, they're all there. They're selling sunglasses, they're selling books, they're selling fans, they're selling water, they're selling everything. She was selling at that age with her baby sibling on her back.
Yeah.
She couldn't have been no more than 6 years old.
Yeah.
Talk about entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, if that's happening, we don't have an excuse.
No.
None. Click the link.
You heard it first.
And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. One thing I learned, because I went through my breast cancer diagnosis journey, is just like how toxic our food is in the States, right? They spray the soil and the food's not even real. How about that? Okay, it's just not real. But coming here, I feel so at ease. You know, I bought these big, huge mangoes. They were like $2 each. You know, you don't have to worry about them spraying and pesticides and all that stuff. Everything is just so fresh
and natural.
And that's another thing that I just really love about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's beautiful. I think people need to just stop listening and start taking action. Go get that link, tap on the link, click the link in the description. Make sure you go to ACRELS.com. Go find out more information like this, because if you don't know, you never know. But if you know better, you do better. And I think this is the best way to get started in 2025, especially for the new year. If you've never tried this before, you never know. 2026 might just be that year that you're like, okay, I didn't know it's like the Bitcoin, you know, like if you didn't know, I mean, sorry if you missed the bus, but you know, don't miss this one for sure.
Right.
Thank you so much, Louv and Des, for being here on the We Don't Play podcast show. I really appreciate y'all time, and enjoy Ghana for us.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Thank you.
You're welcome anytime. Now, that was an episode, right? Thank you so much for listening to the We Don't Play podcast show. I'm so glad that you're here and you are sticking tight with us, especially to the very end. Now, this is season 11 and we're going to do it differently. And I want to make sure that every episode you listen to has something to give back so that you can also learn more after you listen. Now, We Don't Play podcast show is where you listen, you live, you learn, and you earn. So if you're in any of those positions out of those 4, please make sure that you reach out to me. Send out an email through info@playinc.online. That's info@playinc.online. Or you could go to playinc.online, which is a website, www.playinc.online, playinc.online, and schedule a call so that we can get you on an SEO discovery call to talk about your business and help you with your marketing needs. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope this helped you. See you in the next episode. God bless you. Jesus loves you.